Hi Virgo, welcome to July. I'm filming this under the Capricorn lunar eclipse, and the earth energy present in the sky at the moment with the eclipse, the Capricorn and the Taurus energy is quite well aligned with you being the missing link in the trio. So it's quite liberating, really. The thing about Uranus partaking in an eclipse is that it really seeks to liberate you from the chapter that closes. And this eclipse in particular is very potent. It's about power, it's about authority, it's about tough lessons that took a while, and now you get it. It took a while, but now you get it. The Capricorn and the Taurus energy, while complementary, can feel very jarring to those of you that like routine. Those of you that like things to remain the same for whatever reason. Maybe there's security in that. But Uranus and Taurus is showing us that certain things that we thought were security and stability were actually nothing more than gilded cages. And now with the eclipse energy, it's your time to fly free. To take on a different view, to take on a different level, to take on a different perspective, and to reap the harvest. 10 of Pentacles. See, Saturn's return to Capricorn is the final exam before you get your reward, before you get what it is that you've worked for. And with this eclipse, you do get a taste of that. You get a taste of what it feels like to accumulate, to reap the benefits of your hard work and your service and the energy that you put into something. I think since Saturn moved into Aquarius, Virgo, you have been exceptionally nervous about your day-to-day life, your habits, your routines. And now you're panicking that you've not done enough work in some area, that you've not put enough towards something. You put more than enough towards it. And your fortune is changing. Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter is in Capricorn. Jupiter, the planet of luck, the planet of abundance. And it is seeking to bring you a lot of fruition in the areas where you add creativity, where you create something. With Saturn now back in your creativity sector, you are playing around with the energy that felt very serious, but now you understand that perhaps you read that wrong. Perhaps you found that in having a little bit more fun, you could see the energy shift quicker, but you still want to restrict yourself somewhat. You still want to put in the effort, put in the graft, put in the hard work. Jupiter in Capricorn is telling you that despite the way the world looks and despite the way the things feel, you will benefit a lot by having lighter moments. By taking a pause from everything that you want to contribute to and taking a moment to enjoy yourself. And that's not to say that you should stop doing what it is that you want to work so hard on or contribute the things that you want to contribute. It's just saying, Virgo, that for a moment, if you could rediscover the fun that you can have, you would see things move so much quicker. Because don't you deserve a little bit of fun? A little bit of joy in your day, a little bit of joy. See, Cancer season is the 11th house for you. It is friendships, it is wishes, it is aspirations, it is connections to people, conversations with people. And in a year that is focused so much on social distancing, you could really do with putting your head above the parapet a little bit. Even if you're quite frustrated with people as it is. Page of Swords. See, Mercury in retrograde in Cancer can lead to miscommunications. But rather than be avoidant, Virgo, it is important to be there and communicate. 8 of Wands. You mustn't stymie your own energy. You mustn't get in your own way. You mustn't block the things that are needing to breathe, that are needing to move, that are needing to flow. Especially if it surrounds an air sign, there needs to be conversation and communication. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, needs to be communication. They need that. They've always needed that. Always. And as we're approaching your 12th house season, you will be able to go inward as much as you want. You will be able to look inward, figure stuff out, redefine things, reprogram yourself, find bigger answers, bigger meanings, bigger perspectives, analyze your dreams, rest, sleep, that kind of thing. You'll be able to do that. It's just that for the minute, there's a lot going on that requires you to be present. And to see things that you're working on from a different perspective. Maybe you want it, maybe you don't want it anymore, maybe you never did, maybe it was for somebody else, maybe it was for a version of you that no longer exists. A lot of people are going through that. A lot of people are seeing that they no longer exist in the way that they thought they did. That they aren't the person that they were convincing themselves that they were. Neptune in your 7th house of partnerships and one-on-one relationships is forming a trine to Cancer in your 11th house of social relationships and friendships. You need to be there. You need to be with people. Even if they annoy you. Even if they're really frustrating you at the minute. Your fortune and your luck is changing. It's just that it needs you to let it change. The Wheel of Fortune is not that bothered about sentimentality. It's not that bothered about your feelings. It's not that bothered about what you expected. It just changes. But it's good change. 6 of Wands. Taurus, energy of your 9th house. Uranus being there, connecting to the eclipse. This change is liberating. It is positive, but it is asking you, Virgo, to see who appreciates you and who does not when the eclipse is over. Eclipses are, in my experience, so much more about authenticity. They really come in and change you where you are restricting yourself, where you are refusing to see things for how they really are, or refusing to see what you can actually do. You can do much more than you're doing. You can do much more than you're doing in terms of success. And that's not me saying you can do much more in terms of giving and giving and giving. It's more a niche skill set. You can do much more in terms of contribution, quality rather than quantity. You've more to offer than you're putting forward. And you can work and 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 work. But if you're putting it into a bottomless pit, then it's not because you can't do it, it's because you're doing the wrong thing. To summarize, sometimes we are not lacking in talent or hard work ethic or wonderful qualities. It's just sometimes we're investing it in the wrong place. You have a different kind of currency than you're investing in something or someone. The currency that they require is just not your currency. There's nothing wrong with your currency. It's the best metaphor I could come up with. So, okay. It's a lot of cards. But there's a lot going on, so let's start with these. The Tower, Temperance, Three of Pentacles, High Priestess, and the Ten of Swords. Where the Neptune in Pisces energy connecting with the Gemini energy connecting with the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius last month has been a challenging collapse for you, in that something that you really thought you could give a lot to is just no longer working out. It's no longer in alignment with who you are, who you want to be. The Aries energy of Mars connecting with Chiron, the wounded healer, in your 8th house of secrets. It's all designed to collapse what's no longer working so that you can heal. Cancerian energy for a lot of people is to do with healing that inner child, that inner wound where someone said, for Virgos a lot of the time it is the words that resonate and can do detrimental damage to a young Virgo with a mercurial mind when they're very young, especially if it is a question of service, a question of what you can and can't contribute. There needs to be a pulling out of the thorn, with the Neptune energy being as it is, so nebulous and so quick at spreading. A lot of the time with you, with it sitting across opposite from you, Virgo, a lot of the time you can feel so foggy about how you feel about people or how you see or perceive people. But more than that, this is about how you perceive what you can give. And as I said before, a lot of the time it's not that there's anything wrong with what you give. In fact, what you give is of the highest quality. It's just that sometimes when you're investing it in certain places, it can't flourish. And that's what the Tower is. That's what the Tower asks you to do. It asks you to make sure that you are rebuilding on better grounds. And that's what this eclipse is. It's so beautiful for earth signs, yourself included. It's to do with approaching life, approaching love, approaching friendship from a place of authenticity. For you, a lot of July is relationship oriented. And it could be work. Of course, these collapses, of course, these confusions, you know, after the last eclipse could be work. But it's headed you in the direction of something much more emotionally fulfilling. Queen of Cups, Ten of Cups, whether that's with a water sign, whether it's rebuilding something with a Pisces, whether it is always having that water sign person in your life to lean on, to understand, to work with, to contribute. They give back emotionally what you require. You give to them the practicality, the warmth, the understanding that they require. And you can build something quite wonderful. If it's not a water sign you're aware of yet, it's a water sign coming in that gives you friendship, that gives you understanding, that gives you compassion when you're lacking it for yourself. But what's important, Virgo, is that you understand that what is falling, what is crumbling, is not something that you would have wanted to continue into the next phase, because you are different. People are different. The world is different. The next phase is all about happiness. And no longer trying to fit squares into circles, no longer trying to be somebody you're not, pursue something you don't want to pursue. It's all about compatibility of the highest quality. Neptune actually and its trine with the sun is going to be very revealing to you for the people that love you, that want you to be happy. And if you've given all you can give to something else in your life, well then, go where you're appreciated. And as frustrating and confusing and challenging as some of the energies are, Virgo, don't stop talking. Don't stop communicating. I know that we have a lack of energy in Scorpio, your third house of communication, but don't stop. Don't stop putting your point across. Don't stop connecting with people. Don't stop having conversations. Don't stop coming up with ideas. Don't stop being a source of information, because people need it more than you think. People need your earthly advice more than you think. And where they're the right people, it'll work out quite well for you. This is going to be a rather large extended. So many cards. We'll get into it. Have a wonderful July, Virgo. Love you very much. I'll see you soon. Bye.